welcome to Fueled by Coffee podcast, Evergreen episode 2. Today's a very special day. We have a new guest on that's never been on the podcast before, who just bought a car. That's where we spent all day at the car dealership. Shout out Sioka Hyundai in Quakertown. Please sponsor me.
Craig, my guy.
Craig.
Thanks, man.
We have lots of records that were, well, not records, milestones in the podcast. We have our first female guest.
Ooh,
We also have our first guest who's an artist, I think. Not like a music artist, but like a drawing artist.
I'm a pure artist.
And we have some seasonal coffees. As you would have known if you listened to the first episode, this is a seasonal Christmas festive series that we're doing on the podcast, where we're going to talk about Christmas related topics, the holidays in general, and we are going to have some holiday related coffees, creamers, snacks, what have you not. We have no snack this week. I don't even know if I want to keep the snack as a thing, because in the first episode you could hear me just like chowing down. It was kind of disgusting, but either way, I digress. Today we have on I know I was advised by some people not to have my girlfriend on, but we have my girlfriend Kayla on. You can also check her out on her art page on Instagram.
Ghosty.art.
How do you spell it? Like, what is because you could spell that a bunch of different ways.
I think there's 3 E's at the end of Ghosty.
Yeah. If you go on the Fueled by Coffee Instagram and look at my followers, I am following. She does all sorts of weird art. So if you're into weird art, weird colors and shapes and faces, you can go check it out.
Bitch art.
She's in the artist grind, like we all are. Music and art and podcasts and all that, and writing and all that weird shit. Mm-hmm. It's a grind. Mm-hmm. But you should go support her. Her art's really cool. She designed a bunch of logos for me. She designed the season 2 logo. She designed the coffee mug logos that are on stickers and that are going to be on shirts very soon. So you should go check her art out and support her. A big Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everyone who's listening. Happy Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, what have you not.
Ham day.
Is that a thing?
No, I just like ham.
Oh. Jumping right in. As you know, if you're a regular Fueled by Coffee listener, we are a podcast centered around coffee. We're a podcast centered around coffee and conversation with many different people. And many different people, many different coffees. We've had quite a few different kinds. And shout out to Wawa, please sponsor me. But for this series, like I said, we're trying some seasonal ones. We got a seasonal coffee that we both picked out together. And it is from the Fresh Market in Center Valley. It's kind of like an upscale grocery store. You used to shop there regularly, didn't you?
Not regularly. I went there a few times just to get like coffee.
They have lots of cool stuff there. They got a really nice bakery, really nice baked looking items.
Deli foods like salads and stuff.
Look good. And like their produce looked pretty good, and they have lots of like candy, and like you know, pre-COVID you could like grind your own coffee beans, grind your own peanut butter. Like they had a peanut butter grinder, right?
I don't know, but they do have fancy balsamic vinaigrettes.
Oh,
like whole half aisle of it.
Oh, good lord. Oh yeah, weren't we looking at there's like ones with like movie stars.
Blueberry sparkle vinaigrette.
Yeah, it's just
what?
But one of the things that Kayla and I first bonded over when we met was our love for coffee, and it was really weird because we both liked Colombian coffee. We were both like, oh yeah, coffee's great, and it's like, it's weird that something so small and stupid like a drink can be a bonding point for people. Yeah. Like, you ever think about like our first connection was like, besides knowing John, shout out to John, I doubt you're listening, but was just like the fact that we were like, we both like coffee, like how stupid is that?
But like we love it, not just
but not only like do we just love it, like Kayla is a coffee connoisseur. She can pick out shitty coffee as compared to good coffee. Yep. She's very specific as to how she likes her coffee. Yeah. Or how she likes,
strong.
Yeah. Or just like the types of coffee you like, like she'll take a sip and just be like, no, not feeling it. Like if I make her weak coffee, she'll be like, that tastes like water. No. Yeah, I don't know. It's just really interesting. So we picked out this coffee today. Or not today. How long ago did we get it? Like 2 weeks ago?
About a week or two.
Yeah, we got it a couple of weeks ago. We haven't tried it yet.
No.
We're doing the reveal right now.
So hard not to try it. I'm like, have it right now.
We're doing it. We've been smelling the bag for 2 weeks. And we've been just anxiously anticipating this tasting. So it was from Fresh Market. It was their own brand. But they sell really high quality stuff there. So we know we're not getting just a shitty like Folgers or Maxwell.
Oh, I hate Folgers. Sorry, Mom.
But so it was like their holiday blend. It comes in like a nice shiny red bag.
Yeah.
Nice
Christmas.
candy apple red bag. And what was it? It was like vanilla.
It said like cinnamon with cloves and hints of vanilla.
Ooh.
It just sounds good.
And yeah, as soon as we saw it, we knew like because we've been looking for weeks. Like we go to Weiss, we'd go to Giant, and we would just like keep our eyes peeled. Because I said to Kayla, she said she wanted to be on the podcast like a month or two ago. So every time we go out to the store, we've been just like keeping our eyes peeled in case we find like a festive coffee. But today's the day. We're finally gonna try it, and we're gonna review it. So the reason why I thought this was such a good idea, because we saw and we were like, oh, there you go. I love the holiday blend at Wawa, which is like pretty much it's like molasses and cinnamon and vanilla and so this is in like gingerbread. So this is gonna be me like comparing this to that.
Okay.
And you know me, I'm a slut for Wawa.
Yes.
New merch.
Oh my god.
Wawa slut.
Matt is obsessed with Wawa. I swear to God, he eats it like once or twice a week. I don't even know about it. He doesn't even tell me. It's like he's guilty or something of it. But I know he goes.
If I mean, the only reason why I'd be guilty of it is because you're the one who's always calling me out about it. You're always like, you went to Wawa again?
Ew, you got a quesadilla at Wawa?
That's you.
Cheesesteak sandwich? Ew. Soggy.
Anyways, now the moment has come. We're going to test this Fresh Market holiday coffee.
Well, it's been sitting around. It's a little cold, but
I mean, it's like warm.
That's good.
It tastes exactly how it smells.
It smells like the fog machine at Dorney Park.
I was just gonna say that.
But no, I taste the clove, which I love. I love clove. It's very festive.
It is. This is really nice. This does, so like the smell of it, like you smell the cinnamon, like a hint of cinnamon, you smell the vanilla, like in the bag. But then like when we first got it and we opened it, we were like, there's like this after smell to it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what it is? It smells like the fog machines at Dorney Park during Halloween.
And I was like, oh my God, yeah.
And even Sean, I showed him and he was like, I
hate the smells of those machines. But yeah, this is great coffee.
There's something nostalgic about it. Yeah, it has a nice flavor to it. It's nice and smooth. You know, like sometimes you get a coffee and you're just like, oh God. Like it's like your tongue's being stabbed by the...
I would definitely drink this on like a regular basis, not just around Christmas.
See, I think for me, like, I would almost ruin it if I drank it all year round.
No, I definitely would, but at least we know it's there now.
Yeah, at least we know it's an option. And like, it does have a very Christmassy flavor to it. It's almost like... You ever... I know this is really weird, but in the one Wawa episode I did, I don't know if it's out yet. I've done 2 episodes on Wawa and one's unreleased so far, but I said something about like you drink, like for me drinking the Wawa coffee or like just walking into a Wawa transports me to like a different time or like a different, like a nostalgia. Like
I think that's a little extreme.
It makes me nostalgic for a time I've never experienced. But like this is almost like doing that. Like when I sip it, I'm almost getting this vibe like I'm sitting in a warm living room with my Christmas tree up and by the fire and my big red chair and
Snoopy.
It's snowing outside. Yeah, and the Peanuts soundtrack is playing.
We don't like the Peanuts.
We're getting there. That's later on in the episode.
I don't like the Peanuts.
I'd say though, coffee's good. Good choice for the episode. It'll definitely be nice having it throughout this Christmas season. You know, we'll get to drink it while we're making cookies. And
shout out Fresh Market.
Shout out Fresh Market. Please sponsor me. And if you have any openings in your bakery, can you please hire me? Because I don't want to work at Giant anymore. Fuck Giant. You know, this is a PSA right now.
Oh my God. Don't work at Giant? Is that the PSA?
Well, no. Okay, so the thing is it's not a bad job. I like what I do. I hate the people I work with.
Yeah.
But this is a PSA against Giant just to shop there. For anyone listening, and I'm sure you're all adults, for anyone who's a consumer listening to this, do not shop at Giant anymore. Go to a better grocery store. Go to Weis or Fresh Market or what was the other one? Redner's. Go to Red. It's beat as hell, but they have peanut butter cream pies.
But I like Giant. I have nothing against Giant.
I think I'm just sick of it because I go there all the time to work and
Walmart's cool too.
I have some nice warm feelings when I go to Weis, but either way, Fresh Market, if you're hiring, please hire me.
Yeah, hire
me.
Matt.
No longer please sponsor me. Please hire me.
He's a great worker.
I'll come in and I'll make the best donuts you've ever seen. I'm the donut master. Here we go. New merch. Donut master. Wawa slut.
I'm going to start making some logos. Wawa slut.
But yeah, good coffee. Shout out to Fresh Market. This is great.
Yeah, thank you.
So moving forward, one of the, Kayla is definitely like me in many regards. We're very similar in many areas, and one of those areas is that we are total Shannons. For those of you who don't know do you know what a Shannon is?
I don't really know.
A Shannon is someone who gets overly excited about the holidays.
I do. I started singing Christmas music like a month and a half ago.
Yes, I remember that.
I got yelled at.
Weren't we like watching the Eagles? And you were just like randomly,
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, Philadelphia Eagles, fuck you. You all suck.
Leave them out of it.
Carson Wentz, don't sponsor me. You have a shitty diaper, and it clearly shows because you don't know how to play football anymore.
Bloob. He's a bloob fish.
He looks like a blobfish.
Yeah.
Blobfish Carson merch.
I call him Bloob.
But anyways, yeah. So like a Shannon, for those of you who don't know, it was a term coined by a YouTuber that I used to watch, and basically a Shannon is someone who gets overly excited about the holidays to the point where like as soon as Halloween rolls around, or as soon as Halloween's done, or maybe even on Halloween, they put their Christmas tree up.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you might skip Thanksgiving, but like, oh, Christmas, like you're hyped for Christmas like months in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Are there even those people that put their Christmas tree up in like July?
Sure. Or just don't even take it down at all. Like my grandma.
Yeah. But anyways, so that's what a Shannon is. They're just overly hyped about Christmas. They get their Christmas decorations and their tree and their apron and all that fancy shit out really early.
And I feel like not only just Christmas though, any holiday. I love any holiday.
Yeah.
Like I'm already like, I guess the next holiday for me is like Valentine's Day, which I'm actually excited about because I can do something nice for you.
Yeah.
That's not really a holiday, but
it's a commercial holiday.
Well,
here we go.
We're celebrating.
Calling out the U.S. government. Big corporations. No. Anyways, yeah. So like we're both people who, I prefer to try to not get too hyped until at least like the week before Thanksgiving. But we both love holidays. We both like this. I was talking to Sean in the first episode. There's like this trifecta of Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. And then if you want to include New Year's, and then my birthday's 2 weeks after that, and then his birthday's a week after mine.
Oh my God, yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know. So like we both love Christmas, and with that comes Christmas music, and we both love Christmas music. I was anxiously awaiting the time where I could show Kayla my Christmas playlist, the Christmas mix that I made a few years ago, that I had to listen to by myself. Well, no, I didn't listen to it by myself last year. Sean and I went on a little Christmas date. We went to Williams. Williams, please sponsor me.
Oh my God.
And then we went bowling after bowling. We went bowling, and then we went to Redner's afterwards. And I bought a donut. Surprise, surprise, Matt bought a donut.
Everywhere we are.
Everywhere we are.
Donut.
But
Except for Duncan, you suck.
Kayla and I both love Christmas music, and I think that we have briefly talked about our favorite songs, but I've also been trying to like not go into detail because I wanted to talk about it on this episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like when we've talked about Bing Crosby and how he's just like the quintessential,
like
he's like the essential Christmas album, the White Christmas one.
Bing.
And just like, I don't know. So like for me, I definitely love Bing Crosby. But like if we had to talk about like our favorite Christmas songs, what would some be that come to mind for you?
Number one.
Like I have like maybe 3 or 4 that I can name.
Number one is Santa Claus is Coming to Town by the Jackson 5. Okay? Every time this song comes on, I'm hype.
Yeah, she breaks out into song whenever it comes on.
Every time.
Okay, would you happen to know? I think I was going to ask you this last night, and I zoned off. Does the Jackson 5 have like a Christmas album?
I am not completely sure. I feel like there's a few other Christmas songs they sing, so probably.
Because I heard one come on at work the other day, but it wasn't like a traditional like Jackson 5 Christmas song that you would hear, and I was like, is that Michael Jackson? Like as a kid, like I couldn't really tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or if it was like just a woman.
We'll have to look that up.
I don't know what song it was.
But I think my second favorite song, I don't know what it's called. But I don't even know who sings it. I just know as a kid.
What was like the main words?
I think it's called like Simply Havin' or something. Something weird like that.
It used to be on like whenever the OG, now that's what I call Christmas CD came out, and they would always like, it would be like towards the end of the commercial where they were showing like all the songs that are on the CD. I remember it was like a scene where it like panned around a snow globe.
Oh my god.
And like that song was on, and I have this vivid memory of being like 3 or 4 years old, and every year on Christmas I'd be like, it's that commercial.
I just remember being a kid and me, Tyler, and Kimmy, my siblings, were just like sing that song whenever it comes on, and we get so hype about it.
It's by Paul McCartney.
What?
That's really weird.
No.
We're gonna get copyrighted.
Yeah. I love the beginning part.
That's so weird. From the Beatles though? Like what?
Well, I love it.
That's weird. I didn't know that was Paul McCartney.
I had no idea who it was. I just know that I love that song.
I'm not sure I've said this before, but I don't like the Beatles. But that song's a banger.
I also don't like the Beatles.
But that's a good song. Not saying Paul McCartney's not a good songwriter. No. We just had this discussion earlier about John Lennon. We'll get there when I talk about my picks. But okay, so your number one is the Jackson 5, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Your second favorite is that song by Paul McCartney that I'm probably going to get copyrighted for, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We're not selling this. It's free. Whatever the publishing agent at Warner Bros. Records or whoever published this, I'm not selling this. Don't worry.
And I don't know if I have a third. Like,
didn't you love Mariah Carey?
No.
I thought you said you loved that song.
No.
Really?
No, I didn't say I loved it. It's a good song, but it's not in my top 3.
It's not like you get hyped when it comes on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for me, all right, let's see. My number one favorite Christmas... What, were you going to say something?
Jingle Bell Rock.
Which one, though? There's like 10 different versions.
The one that they dance to in Mean Girls, because...
Is that the one with like the weird guy who sings it? Or like,
I don't know.
Or like the original, like, interesting.
It's kind of stupid.
No, it's not stupid.
Whoa, slut.
No, okay, so for me, let's see, my favorites would definitely... So my favorite Christmas song, at least for the last few years, maybe the last 4 or 5 years. So I talked about it on the episode with Sean, and... Most of you listening to this, you probably didn't make it that far because it was a very long episode. If you did, I commend you. Hit me up. I'll send you merch. But I'm serious, by the way. I'll have a shirt made for you. If you made
I'll eventually get a shirt then.
You already pre-ordered one. I put a pre-order out for shirts for the people I know. But if you made it to the end of the Christmas episode, hit me up and I will make you a shirt and give you some stickers and Fueled by Coffee care package. But anyways, at the end of the episode, Sean and I were talking about like that longing of like Christmas when you're a kid. Like you have this like nostalgia and you like miss having Christmas as a kid, you know? Because it's just different as an adult. Like, and you have to actively find ways to like make yourself hyped for the holidays, you know? So basically, what's happened for me is, like I said in the last episode, I I like struggle, and it's like I'm excited for the holidays and I love the holidays, but like I struggle to get excited early on because it's like it just doesn't have that same weight as like when you're a kid and you're like, oh, Santa Claus, and like, oh my God, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's just this excitement, and like for me it was always like my family going to church. And like, you know, you go to church on Christmas Eve and you have like the candlelight. I don't know when you
we did that too.
Yeah, and so like the church I grew up in, we basically did like a candle. There was two. There was like one at 11 p.m. and there was one at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. like whatever, or maybe it was like 7 and 9 p.m. whatever. And like, you know, all the readings out of the Bible were like Christmas themed, like, you know, like from the areas of the Bible with like the Christmas story, and then like at the end we sang like 3 Christmas songs. They would like walk around and light everyone's candles. And then we would sing like 3 Christmas songs, like all the lights would get turned off, and we would sing with the candles lit, and it was no pun intended, it was lit. And just like it was like, yeah. But like, you know, just being an adult, like, you know, you get busier, you get more responsibility under your belt, and like it's just, you have to actively try to make yourself excited for the holidays.
Well, yeah, and we also don't get off for 2 weeks like we did when we were younger.
That's also true.
With school. You know, like that was fun. That was a fun time. You just lay around, do nothing, look at all the Christmas lights in the house. And now it's just like, ew, hopefully it doesn't snow. Gotta go to work.
But like, anyways, like moving back to like the Christmas music, this kind of started for me when I was maybe like 17 or 18. Like I started to get less excited, and like I remember it was like 2015, 2016, I didn't get like really excited until like a week before Christmas. That's like when I really started listening to Christmas music. And I just remember, I don't know if I heard it like on the radio or if it came on like a YouTube playlist, but it has since been my favorite Christmas song to listen to every year. And people roll their eyes at me, and people say things like, really? Like out of all the songs, it's that one? But you can say what you want about it. You can say what you want about the group. It's called Do They Know It's Christmas? And it's by a group called Band-Aid.
What?
And it was from the 80s, okay? And I'm pretty sure it wasn't like a band. It was like a bunch of popular music artists from the 80s. Like I think there was like 30 different artists on the song, or like something crazy like that. And they all got together and they made this song, and like the funding that from people buying it went to Africa to like help Africa out monetarily. But yeah, it's this like crazy good song from the 80s. There's this really good synth section.
I don't think I've ever heard this song.
Really?
Unless it's like on the radio, maybe. I don't know.
It is on the radio sometimes.
I can't recall.
I just heard it on the way home. Hold on. I'll play a little snippet.
Snippity snip.
Here we go. We're about to get copyrighted again. Hold on.
This is a Christmas song?
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, this part.
Okay, yeah. This is a good part of that song.
Like, it's just so genius.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's about like how Africa is like a third world country, and like, you know, us in America, we get like all these gifts and we have all this money to spend, and we have Santa Claus. And in Africa, like the majority of Africa is a third world country, and they don't have the same privileges that we do. Yeah. So it's like, do they even know it's Christmas? But just like the way it's written musically, I love.
Yeah, it is a good song.
It's just so well written, you know. Yeah. So ever since I heard that, every year, like, that gets me hyped. that like, I heard it like a week before Christmas years ago, and I was like, yes. I was like, now I'm excited.
Yes.
So there's that one, and then for me, I guess number 2 would be a lot of the Peanuts, the Charlie Brown soundtrack from the Christmas episode, like the Christmas Time Is Here with like the choir of children, and then like
I hate the choir of children. I hate the Peanuts.
We're getting there. That's the next one on the list. But no, and then
the list.
And then maybe third, I don't know, either something by like, well, yeah, okay, so not just that song like in second, but also there's like the Oh Christmas Tree or Oh Tannenbaum, whatever you want to call it, like the nice little jazz rendition of it. Vince Guaraldi, who, you know, the guy that made the Peanuts soundtrack, just his jazz rendition of it, like, oh, so good. But anyways, and then third, probably just something by Bing Crosby or like Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, like all those like classic, just like, you know, like they sing so well, but it's just like, it's almost like... Did you think of one?
I randomly remembered my favorite third song.
Go for it.
Kiss Me Under the Mistletoe by Justin Bieber. Okay, no, but every girl like my age and a little bit above and a little bit under is just like, Justin Bieber was our world when we were younger. Unfortunately, that's just how it was. Yeah. Sorry, cut you off.
It was the time period. It was just the time period.
Yeah, it was.
Or, you know what? Another really good
Christmas song? They put his documentary on Netflix, I think.
Great.
I need to watch it.
You know what another good Christmas song was, though? And we just heard it on the way to the car dealership today, too.
Which one?
The car dealership. I said that like with a speech impediment. That War Is Over by John Lennon. The one when I went on the whole rant about Yoko.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so because I mentioned it earlier, I went on this whole rant about how I don't like the Beatles. We both agreed we're not fans of the Beatles. It's not it's not like we disrespect what they've done for the music industry. We're just not a fan of their music.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I said, like, John Lennon made some really good music by himself, but his fucking girlfriend who broke up the Beatles, Yoko, she was on some of it with him, and it's just like... I think she ruined that song. War Is Over. She only sang the chorus, and like she's kind of drowned out by a choir of children. And I'm not one. I'm like you. I don't like choirs of children singing.
It's kind of creepy.
But there are certain circumstances where it's okay. Mm-hmm. That song is one of them. But then when you hear Yoko in there, you're like, please go away. Like I don't know. Not trying to throw shade, but John Lennon, he would. I mean, he's dead now.
Oh well.
But. He would have been much better off without her. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So like John Lennon, Bing Crosby, Nat King Cole, like all those classic Christmas tunes for sure.
Yeah. I don't think that'll ever change.
No, and that's
any newer stuff coming out besides Justin Bieber.
But is just
trash.
Like Christmas music now is just basically like them trying to reinvent the wheel. It's just people covering old Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you've heard it on the radio, like, there's 10 different renditions of Santa Claus is Coming to Town, or 10 different renditions of All I Want for Christmas Is You, and it's like...
Well, there is another version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town that I like. I don't know who sings it.
Is it the...
But I just really like the Jackson 5 for some reason. I just think it's silly.
It's just preference. If you ever watched, what is it called? Something Neverland. It's the documentary about Michael Jackson being a pedophile.
Oh my god.
Go check it out. It opened my eyes. I'm woke. No, just kidding. I may cut that. Anyways, so let's move forward. So Christmas music, it's part of being a Shannon, but we love it. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I've been getting more hype for the holidays recently, and it's, you know, you're just in a festive mood. I actually decorated the stew last night, the studio, the stew. We're sitting here with the Christmas lights up and Santa. I have a rapey looking Santa.
Yeah, with his Christmas cock.
Yeah, I have this rubber chicken on top of one of my monitors, and I had him like lined up next to Santa, and it was Santa and his cock.
Christmas cock.
But anyways, so moving forward, so as Kayla has alluded to already, she hates Charlie Brown. Absolutely, with a passion. She wants to go to Charles Schultz's grave. That's the guy who animated. She wants to dig it up and light his body on fire. No, I'm kidding.
Okay,
I'm just kidding.
A little extreme.
I'm just kidding. No, but she. It was funny. I remember. Well, it's, you know what's really funny?
What?
I'm wearing my Peanuts socks.
I noticed
right now.
that. I noticed that already.
And I think the way it came up was a couple months ago. I was wearing my Peanuts socks, and she was like, "What are those? What's on your socks?" I was like, "Oh, it's Charlie Brown." And she was like, "Ugh, I hate Charlie Brown." And I was like, I'm giving her the eyebrow. My eyebrows are up. My eyes are real big.
Yeah.
Because I have a love for Charlie Brown. Please sponsor me.
Oh my god.
Should we make Charlie Brown themed merch? Maybe next Christmas. Maybe next Christmas. But either way, I love Charlie Brown. It's always been a family tradition. Well, okay, so why aren't you a fan? Like, is there something in specific that you just like turns you off to watching Charlie Brown? Or
well, I don't know. Like growing up, we never really watched any of the Charlie Brown movies that I remember. Like, I don't think any of my sisters or my mom, my stepmom, I don't think my dad, like, I don't think any of us like the Peanuts.
It's really surprising that your stepmom and your dad didn't, because, like, they're more, like, Christian type people, and it's like, that's a show with, like, Christian undertones.
Maybe they do, but I don't think it has ever come up in conversation before.
Next time I see your dad, I'm gonna ask him.
Yeah, like, I just think it's just, like, I don't know. We grew up watching, like, Home Alone.
Good.
Yeah.
So good. Which one's your favorite, 1 or 2? Because 3 and 4 don't count.
No, I really like the first one. The second one's also really good. So
they both bring different things to the table.
But yeah, that's why I don't know. I just don't like the Peanuts. I don't like how the characters look. I think they could look a little better and less
Kayla,
like a thumb.
You realize? Well, you realize those were drawn in like the 60s.
I know
the
they
50s
were.
and the 60s.
I know they were. I just don't like it.
Well, you know what's really funny? And my mom feels the need to point it out every year. Charlie Brown and his sister have the exact same face. His sister just has hair. They all
have the same face.
No. But if you look at him and his sister, like on a side profile, his sister, like if you take away her hair, it's literally just him. Like a clone of him.
I don't know. I just think it's weird.
Didn't you say they tried to show it to you in school one time too?
Well, yeah, I think.
Which one was it? Was it like which holiday? Do you remember?
I don't remember which holiday it was, but yeah, I feel like we watched it in school one time, so I like had to watch it. But also, you know, I think I remember why we watched it in school, because my school would do plays every year, and they did a Charlie Brown play, and that's when they made us watch it.
Now that sounds lame. I'm sorry, that sounds really
it was lame. I remember this. This is lame.
That sounds lame. I wouldn't even enjoy that.
I don't even think I watched the play, but like, no. There was some good plays that like they did Beauty and the Beast. That was bomb. But Charlie Brown? No. Lame.
You know what I do miss about school? And I was thinking about this today while we were sitting at the dealership.
What?
So I almost did this last year when I had a lot of time on my hands, and I wish I would have, because now no one's doing anything this year for Christmas. But
I am eating ham.
Well, I'm not saying like us and our families. I'm just saying like the world is pretty much shut off for the holidays, which is so bullshit. It's so frustrating. But basically, at my high school, so Kayla and I went to different high schools, and they were like 10 minutes apart.
But they're so different.
Yeah. They're like similar in some ways, but very different in other ways. They were kind of rivals too. Yeah,
I think they were.
Because, like, so I went to Saucon Valley, and everyone said that Southern Lehigh was our rival, but I always remembered, like, when Palisades came to town for football, or whenever we went to play there, that was, like, a huge game, too.
Yeah. I went to Palisades High School.
When I mean, like, Palisades and Southern Lehigh are, like, really close in area. Like, it's, like, kind of it's a very similar area, so maybe, I mean, like.
Kind of, yeah.
The Eagles have, like, the Cowboys and the Giants and the football team, where it's like maybe Saucon had
the football team.
Maybe Saucon had like Palisades and Southern Lehigh. I don't know.
I don't know.
I wish I would have played football. That's a story for another day.
I didn't play any sports. I was an artist.
Yeah, and I was the weird
AP Studio Art. Shout out Mr. Jones. I love you.
I was the weird kid who liked music and that no one wanted to talk to. But either way, moving past that, my school always, every year, the band and the chorus would practice relentlessly to do, like, a Christmas concert. And, like, there was, like, maybe 3 nights before Christmas, like, maybe the week before Christmas, or, like the 20th through the 23rd, where, like, the parents could go see. But the day before Christmas break was always like the 22nd or the 23rd. It was always a half day, and you knew you weren't doing shit on, like, it would be like you'd go in and they'd just be like, we're gonna watch a movie today, or like, but then like half of the day, so like from, you know, whatever time school started, like 7 or 8 till like, you know, you get out at like 10:30, 11. The first half of the day was like bullshit, and then the second half of the day was like, okay guys, we're gonna go to the auditorium and we're gonna watch the band concert. That shit was so much, that got me so hyped for Christmas.
Really? So, because like my school would do orchestra and then like the jazz band, they call it jazz band.
They combined them.
Sometimes they would do like they would do the orchestra, then they would do the jazz band. Then I feel like maybe they combined it at some point. But I hated the orchestra. I loved the jazz band.
They like combined them into both, and then like they did some where like the chorus would just sing, or like a lot of times the chorus would sing with the band. Like it was like this whole big production.
Yeah, because I used to sing in the chorus sometimes.
Yeah, and it like just that alone was like, oh man. And like last year, you know, Christmas time, I had just gotten over like a long depression that I had over the summer, and like I was doing so much. Like I was hanging out with a bunch of different people. I was doing all sorts of cool stuff, and like I remembered it was like around Christmas time, maybe like a week before Christmas, I was like, oh, you know what I should do? I want to go watch the band. And like, I don't like my high school. I actually left my high school my senior year and went and finished school somewhere else because like it didn't work. Like I didn't fit in there. I did great like academically. I just hated how I fit in.
Yeah.
But regardless, I missed the band concerts, and like I would have only gone just to support the band because schools don't care about like music programs or art programs. All they care about, especially ours, all they care about is sports.
Yeah, mine was big on sports, you know.
And so like to go just support the music department, like, you know, being a musician and, you know, an artist, like I was going to say artsy, but artistic kid, like I would totally, but yeah, so I thought, oh, I'm going to go to the band concert. And my mom at the time worked at this school, and I said like, Mom, like, when's the band concert? And she was like, I think it was like last night. And I was like, are you kidding me? And it ended up, I missed it by like a day or two.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I'll go next year. Well, here we are.
Go next year.
Yeah. Well, maybe 2021, hopefully.
It's okay. Maybe we could just show up at Palisades one day and just go watch their Christmas band concert. Yeah.
Yeah. Are they still going to school? I
don't even know. Yeah, my little sisters still go there.
They're probably not doing any sort of concert though, because they can't have like a
bunch
of people.
This year.
Because the auditorium, and I did actually go to one of the ones that was at night. I knew someone who was performing in it like in high school, and that place was packed. Really, it was full.
Yeah, I know. Our auditorium would always get full too.
Yeah. But like that was just such a cool part of Christmas for me, like growing up, and I hope that I can do it one year in the future. That'd be fun if we could do something like that. Yeah. Once the world gets back to normal.
Well, like maybe next year. I'm sure my little sisters always get involved in like they're in music and chorus and singing. So maybe one day we'll go and
PSA, support your local music programs at school. Yeah. They don't get enough funding because people don't give a shit about them, and they're trying to defund music and art.
Which is ridiculous.
A lot of schools are trying to...
You can only do sports for a small period of time before you become incapable or not as good, and in art and music is forever.
Well, and then such a small percentage of people that play sports in high school actually make it to the pros. I know a lot of guys who are like big superstar athletes, like the quarterback of my high school football team that was in my grade. He's not even a quarterback anymore. He's going to like a Division III school, which is like really small. Like that's not like the big colleges you see on TV every Saturday. And he's like a linebacker or something. Like, so like people don't always make it super far in sports, and I'm not saying that every artist makes it far. No, but like it's a talent that you carry. Like my Grammy has been doing art since she was a kid. Yeah, and she can still bang out a couple doodles here and there. So like that's something that goes with you through life. Yeah, but of course, moving forward, I just love the Peanuts. I love the soundtrack. My family, every year we would get together for the Halloween, the Thanksgiving, and the Christmas. All the other ones are irrelevant. Just those three, we'd get together and watch them, and that was always like a huge part of the holidays. Yeah, I just love it. It makes me feel nostalgic. And now Apple has commandeered the rights to Charlie Brown.
Oh my god! I can hook my Apple phone up to my new car now.
Yeah, shout out to Hyundai.
Hyundai and Craig. Thanks, man.
Craig. But yeah, so moving forward, let's move on to our last topic. We're going to go out with a bang. Actually, wait, I have a story to tell you.
What's your story?
Okay. So our last topic, we're going to be talking about Nintendos and go into Walmart and Kayla's experience at Walmart. But before we get there, I just saw the small side note I made. So a few years ago, for those listening who know my dad, know that he is a very impatient person and is a very, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. He can get very angry very quick about really stupid things. And I think we all can sometimes, but this is like all the time.
Yeah.
So a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago, it was a Saturday afternoon, and it was time to put the Christmas lights up. It was like weekend after Thanksgiving or something, and he had to go somewhere. I think he was out running his dad around. His dad had gotten like a dementia, he had gotten diagnosed with dementia. He couldn't drive anymore, so my dad was out like taking him to the store, taking him to lunch, whatever. So it was just my mom and I home, and we were like, oh, let's go put the Christmas lights up, So this is like afternoon, and it gets to the point where she's like, oh shit, I have to go pick up my younger sister. She had to go pick up my younger sister from her dance class. My dad had taken my mom's car, which he does like all the time. And then, so the thing is he left his car here, right? But he took his keys. He took his keys and her keys, but like the spare key was still like on the little key thing that we have.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh, I'll just take this out. So she tries unlocking the car, and his car is like one of those ones that doesn't have like a key ignition, and it's like you just like get in the car, you press the button. So like on the fob, like the spare key fob, it didn't like, I don't know if the battery was dead or if there weren't any buttons on it, but like there's like a physical key that you can actually use to get in the car, right? So my mom goes, she puts the key in, turns it to like unlock the car, and his alarm goes off. And we couldn't get his alarm to stop going off. Oh my God. So this is probably like 1 p.m. His alarm was going off for like 3 hours.
Oh my God.
And like we're calling him, he wasn't picking up. He and he eventually called back like 2 hours after and like, so like we're just putting the Christmas lights up and his alarm's going off, the lights are flashing.
Oh
my God. Neighbor JT, who was on an episode last season, he's like Snapchatting me a video or texting me a video. He's like, yo bro, your dad's car alarm's going off, like zooming in. He's like, I don't know if you heard.
My God, all the neighbors were probably like so annoyed,
especially the parking Nazis that live 2 doors down from me. Yeah. But like, yes, like we couldn't get it to go off, and I'm like reading all this stuff on Google, like how to get a car alarm to stop, how to like, and we're like, fuck, and my mom was like, I gotta go pick up I call her Albert. She's like, I gotta go pick up Albert, and it got to the point where she had to text someone and say, hey, can you go pick Albert up, because like Frank's car is like, the alarm's going off.
Freaking out.
Yeah, it was freaking out for like hours.
Oh
right?
My God.
So eventually got to the point where like the alarm was going off for so long that the battery died. So like it stopped, like like the lights got dimmer and the noise stopped. The noise stopped after like an hour. So my dad comes home in the evening. He finally calls her back, and she's like, Frank, where's your keys? He's like, I took them. She's like, yeah, but you took my car. And he was like, yo, well, I don't know, I just grabbed him out of a habit. Like they had this whole like angry altercation. And then like, so he finally comes home. His alarm probably went off at like 1 or 2 p.m. He didn't get home till like 5 or 6. The battery's dead, right? He comes storming into the house. He's like fucking fuming. He is absolutely pissed. And she's like, and he comes in and he's just like, oh, where's the key? It won't unlock it. Like he's like possessed by Satan at this point.
Oh my God.
And it's just, oh my God, he was so pissed. And those who know my dad know it's really funny when he gets angry because it's just so ridiculous and over the top.
Yeah.
And so like he comes in and he goes out and he comes in and he goes out and he's like trying all this stuff, and I'm like, well, I saw this it's not gonna work. I'm like, well, it's said on Google, it's not gonna work. So then he comes in and he's like, I'm fucked. Like just, yeah, like literally. And then like he finally like gets into his car, but the battery's dead, right?
Yeah.
He gets his book out and he's like looking through the book, and he goes back out and he comes back in. He's like, I'm fucked. And then he's like, it's not gonna start. I need to get, freaking out. He comes and he throws the manual across the living room. And you know those car manuals, they're like, it's like a brick. That thing's big.
Yeah, they're hefty.
And so he throws, he's like, I'm fucked. And my mom is like, Frank, like, just call the dealer. He's like, they're closed. It's a Saturday. They close early. Like, he's like freaking out. And so then like, and if you're not laughing yet, I know Amanda and Sean are laughing their asses off because they laugh every time I tell this story. It's like an inside joke now. So my mom, he's like sitting there melting into the couch, all pissed off. Long story short, the next day Sean came over and they just jumped his vehicle. They jumped the battery and because what happens, so I guess with his car in specific, when the battery dies, like because of the alarm going off, it resets the car. So when you jump the battery, the car's fine then.
Yeah.
You can get into it, turn it on fine, as long as you have the little dingle thing. Yeah. Well, whatever it is.
Dingle?
Yeah, the little fob. But either way, so then we're sitting there and Frank's all pissed off and he's melting into the couch, as he does. And my mom was like, so, how is your dad? Fine. Where'd you go? She asked him where he took him for lunch, and she asked him what he got. She said, oh, where'd you go to lunch? And he goes, Friendly's.
What?
And then she said, what'd you get? And he goes, burger. Just like one of those stupid things that happen around Christmas time.
Yeah.
But now we're going to segue into the last segment, and this is perfect. The last episode went too long. This one's going to be just right. It's
on the nail.
Right on the nail. I'm going to try and keep these down to an hour.
Yeah.
But, so one of my fond Christmas memories was in 2006. I was in 3rd grade. And the hot thing, I mean, I guess it had been out for a few years. I didn't know. The hot new thing was the Nintendo DS. The DS Lite, as a matter of fact.
DS Lite.
Because there was the big, bulky one before that I never knew about.
What, the 2?
No.
The one that was flat?
No. Like, before the DS Lite, there was, like, the original DS, and it was, like, this big brick.
Really?
It was huge. And
I think I had the DS Lite.
Yeah, was it like pink or like
it was blue? I had the blue one. Kimmy had the pink one.
Yeah, I think they started making the weird colors when the lights came out. I just had the white one.
Oh yeah.
But like
they were so cool. Oh my god.
It was revolutionary, and so like
I want one.
That was.
I want a light.
That was maybe I'll buy you one. But no, just like that was like the hot thing was like, oh, the DS, like there are all these crazy commercials for it on the TV, and also that year I really got into like WWE, so like I remembered like I just wanted a DS and I wanted wrestling figures. That was it. Oh, and Animal Crossing, the original. So I wanted Animal Crossing for the DS, but like my mom didn't know the difference, so she just got it for me for the GameCube. But the one on the GameCube is classic.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing, please sponsor me. Favorite video game of all time. But so yeah, so
Matt's obsessed.
I love it. I have always loved. That's a different story for a different episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got my Nintendo DS that year, 2006, and it was so much fun. Like, just holy shit, what was that? It sounded like someone just like went through a wall somewhere. Maybe someone threw their DS at the wall. But anyways, yeah, so like that was just a fun time, and like the games that were on it were so cool. There was like Pokemon.
Yeah.
I had this one called like Mario versus Donkey Kong, and it was like little like wind up Marios and stuff.
I had a one called Bratz. That one was fun. You could like design little clothes and walk around as all little Bratz characters.
Of course, you would love that.
It was so fun, and also pt.2.
They need to bring PictoChat back for like the Switch.
That shit was so cool. I'd like me and my brother and my sister, would sit in different rooms and like PictoChat each other and draw each other little like figures and stuff.
That was like right at the cusp of like smartphones.
Yeah,
so like that was like mind blowing. Like I can talk to you on my video games from a different room. Like what?
Yeah.
And now we're like, hey, I'm texting someone in California right now. Yeah, like, whatever, But PictoChat though, did you ever do this in school? I remember at my school, everyone would get on the bus at the end of the day and get on PictoChat, and there'd be like 150 kids in different lobbies. And
I don't know.
Like one lobby you'd join and it'd be people like actually talking, and the next one you'd join would be people like drawing dicks and sending them stuff like that. Like
I just remember having a Nintendo DS when I was in about like 4th or 5th grade. I think it was like 5th grade for me.
Do you want to tell this? Oh wait.
What?
No, I thought...
No, my DS Lite. I was in like 5th grade. Oh. But then
Okay, this is the highlight of the episode. This is the story I wanted Kayla to tell. Tying it into getting a DS. So wait, so like give them a background. Like, where were you working at the time?
I worked at Subway in Walmart in Quakertown.
What a classic.
Which is like
classic high school job, right? You were there in high school.
I was there in high school.
She was a sandwich artist.
Yeah, sandwich artist. First job, like
in the workforce.
Minimum wage. Worked the shit out of me, you know.
But you liked it.
I did like it.
I
loved my coworkers.
To this day, still loves Subway.
Yeah, I will eat Subway all the time. Like,
wow, was better.
I still like Subway.
Continue.
I love the bread. But anyways, I worked at Subway in Walmart. And, you know, you get all the Walmart workers come over for their lunch. Like, every day they get the same shit, you know. You get to know all the Walmart workers.
Which can be a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of them are really nice.
I'm sure you brighten their day by making their sandwiches.
Yeah. I'm sure. But there was this one in particular. He worked in the deli. Over in the deli, which is like standing from Subway. You can literally see the deli, you know?
He loves his meats.
Yeah. His name was Yishi.
Was he Japanese or some sort of Asian?
He was some Asian.
Eastern Asian.
Yeah. And his English name was Tim. Like, it said that on his name tag.
What
Tim.
A weird disconnect.
Yeah, and that's what he wanted us to call him.
It's really weird how people are like that, because like my friend Doug is, I don't know exactly what nationality he's some sort of, I think he's like Vietnamese.
Yeah.
Doug, text me, let me know you're listening.
Yeah.
But like he's like some sort of like Vietnamese, Eastern, Southeast Asian, whatever.
Yeah.
And like his parents named him Christopher, and then like everyone calls him Doug.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's so weird.
I don't know.
But anyways, continue.
So his
name was Tim, but his real name was Ishi.
Yishi, yeah. Yeah.
Yishi, please sponsor me if you're listening.
Yes.
Hit me up.
And I think he was like a couple, at the time I was like 16, and I think he was like in his like early 20s, like 23 or 24 or something like that. And like me and my coworkers got to really know him well, and we hung out a few times, like all of us together. We went to Dorney one time, and that was really fun.
Classic high school destination.
Yeah, it was just really chill. He'd come over and like chat with us, and you know, just a wholesome guy, you know.
Yeah.
And one time, it was my birthday. My birthday was coming up, and he gave me a Nintendo 2DS. And no, it was like his, like he already like had it. And I guess he didn't want it anymore or something.
That's amazing.
I know. And he gave me like one of the Pokemon X games or whatever in it.
Wait, so the 2DS, was it like the one that came out after the 3DS that was like flat?
It was flat.
It's like the one that you couldn't fold.
No, you can't fold it.
Okay. So for some reason I thought that he gave you a DS Lite.
No.
So it was a 2DS.
Yeah, it was a 2DS. It was a flat one.
Okay. So it's basically, all right.
Yeah. So he gave me that for my birthday.
Didn't you say he gave you like Pokemon Diamond?
Yeah, one of those, I think.
Oh, those were so good.
It was like blue.
It was probably Diamond.
Yeah.
What an interesting, like, did you, like, okay, so how did this exchange go? Did he just like come up to the Subway and was like, here?
No, I feel like I maybe said something like I wanted a DS at one point, and like I guess he remembered that, or I don't know. He's like, oh, I have like one that I can give you, or I don't know, something like that.
I
don't know. It was such a long time ago.
Maybe he like upgraded and got like a real 3DS, and then he's like, I can just give this one away.
Maybe.
You know, we all do that at some point or another. That's really funny though.
Yeah.
So you got a 2DS from a kind Asian coworker at Walmart. And now this man kind of just fell off the face of the earth, right? Yeah.
I was working there, and eventually, like, we knew he was going to some kind of school for like for some kind of heating and cooling or something like that. But eventually, I think he just quit one day and he got a job somewhere else, and we never heard from him ever again.
I wouldn't expect anything less from a Walmart employee, because those people look really like upset working there. They look dead. Yeah. And I've heard stories about like how dead people are working.
Yeah, he had to like clean the fryer like every day. Imagine cleaning a fryer every day.
That's so ass.
That is just...
I know John told me about when he worked at Redner's, they'd have to do it like once a week.
Yeah.
But once a day.
Well, Walmart, they fry a lot of shit. At least we know they're cleaning their fryers.
That is true. There is that that judgment that's passed on Walmart about them being dirty. I mean, really, yeah, they can be really dirty. Yeah, I've been to some really dirty Walmarts. The one in
Quakertown's pretty, like,
I like that one.
Pretty nice compared to some of the other ones.
I've had lots of late nights there.
Yeah.
Fun late nights. But anyways, that's interesting. So, like, to wrap up, your time in Subway, and you told me this story like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, no.
Like, weirdest or grossest sandwich you've ever had to make.
Yeah, like this guy came in one day. He didn't speak English. I think he spoke Spanish or something. It was just him who came in. It was like after a lunch rush or whatever. And I was trying to ask him what he wants, and like he kind of just had to point. But he wanted...
I'm sorry. I heard this story already, so I'm like laughing already just remembering what you told me.
I don't remember what type of bread he got. Maybe it was just normal foot-long bread. The first thing I remember he pointed to was like the cold cut combo meats, which is like bologna and like some kind of mixed meat. I mean, I've had it and it's pretty good. Yeah, it's a good meat. And I was like, okay.
I like the cold cut combo.
Because I just kind of had to like guess what this guy wanted because he didn't speak English. So, he was trying to point as best as he could. I don't even know if he knew what he was getting on his sandwich because then he pointed to the steak meat.
Oof.
So I was like, okay. So
no, that came in a bag, right? How did that come in?
The meat, like the chicken, the steak, the chicken patties, the rotisserie chicken, like all of that shit came in frozen in a bag, and we would have to thaw it out, and then I would poke holes in the bag to drain the juices out.
Yes. Okay, so that was you that told me about that.
Yeah. And then I would put it in a portion. We'd portion size it out into containers.
I've heard similar things about Wawa. I think on Reddit, I was just reading about that. Like how they would, some employees
Those are the only meats I stay away from at Subway.
But anyways,
but everything else
so he got the cold cut combo on a foot long, but then he pointed to the steak meat, which is like chipstick.
Which I heated up and then I put it on, you know what? Yeah, I think I heated it up and put it on his sandwich because, like, ew, why would they want that cold?
Some people are weird.
Or I think I put it on his sandwich because he said he wanted it toasted. But then, hold on. Before I toasted it, though, hot, cold cut, ew. I think he wanted the chicken patties on it, too. Oh, so God. I put those on there, and then there was, like, one other meat that he wanted on top. I forget what it was.
Was it like a lunch meat?
It was probably some kind of, like the roast beef or something.
Ah, yeah. I hate roast beef.
And then I heated it up with cheese and melted it, But he wanted all the vegetables on it, like every single one. And there are people who go in there and they want all the vegetables on it, and you can't close that sandwich. Yeah. So imagine all this meat on it, trying to close this fucking sandwich.
Didn't you say he got like a bunch of weird condiments on it?
Yeah, the condiments he wanted was like the sweet onion sauce and like the chipotle sauce.
Didn't he get mayonnaise?
I don't know. Like, I don't remember, but like I remember him wanting like, yeah. So like trying to close this shit.
Like the poor guy though, like he couldn't speak English.
I don't even think he realized what he was getting on his sandwich.
Like maybe it was his first time at a Subway.
Maybe. I really don't know what his story was.
Maybe he was homeless.
But I tried. And that was why when I went to go ring up his sandwich, getting all those extra meats would have been like $3 per meat. I just rung it up as a normal cold cut sandwich.
That would have been like a $30 sandwich.
Yeah, it would have been like a $30 hoagie, and I didn't ring it up as that. I felt bad for him to begin with. Yeah. So that was probably the weirdest sandwich. And I was like, I don't even know if I was there alone, but no one was there, and I was just like, okay, sure.
Did he get any cheese on it?
Yeah, I think he got like pepper jack or something.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, but not with all those meats.
Oh God, and all the vegetables. That's so repulsive. Like, my grandfather. I remember specifically going with him. But he used to take me fishing when I was a little kid. Yeah. We normally stopped at Subway and got Subway on the way there, and we would take it to Knock-A-Mixin and eat it, and then go fishing. Yeah. And he was one of those guys that would he would just get like a normal like turkey or ham or whatever, but then he would get like all the vegetables on it. And I remember vividly, like, being 5 years old and seeing them try to close the sandwich.
Yeah.
And I was like, now as an adult, I'm
yeah.
like, good God.
It's hard to close the sandwich.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it at Wawa, too.
Especially when you get all the vegetables on it and you don't want to ruin someone's sandwich that they're paying for, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I always wanted mine to look really perfect and nice because I hate when I go to a fast food or anywhere.
And they give you something that looks like dog shit.
Yeah, that's like just thrown around and put on there because that's just like, really? You eat with your eyes first, you know?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So.
Yeah. Well, that's I will forever laugh at that story, though.
I know, it's
because it's just, it's like the poor guy, like maybe he was homeless and that was gonna be like his only meal for the week.
Yeah, I don't know, but that was a loaded, and this guy was skinny. He was a scrawny little guy, you know.
I don't know, but oh man, I mean, maybe another day on another episode we can have more Subway and Walmart stories if there are any.
Plenty to tell.
But I just wanted to tie that in because, you know, thinking about getting a Nintendo DS for Christmas, and then I was like, oh, Kayla got one from that Asian guy at Walmart. I was like, there we go. Perfect connection.
Yes.
I'm always planning for the podcast. Like, always planning for the future. But,
yeah.
But with that is where we're going to end today. I thank you all for listening. I appreciate everyone who has supported the podcast this year. We had to alter the Evergreen episodes slightly. We were going to have 4 episodes. Doug was going to be on the next one, but unfortunately his wife has the virus and he is quarantining for an uncertain amount of time.
Yeah.
So Doug, thoughts are going out to you, sending good feelings to you and your wife. Hope you guys get healthy and stay healthy. And your baby that's on the way too. I'm sure that's a little scary.
Yeah.
But we love Doug. He'll be on future episodes for sure. Mm-hmm. And next week, check back for episode number 3 of the Evergreen episodes. We're having Aaron on. We're going to talk about a lot of fun stuff. And the week after that, we're doing a year in review.
Ooh.
Fueled by Coffee year in review.
Fun.
So we got all that fun stuff to look forward to. If you like what you heard, follow on SoundCloud. You can also support Fueled by Coffee Podcast at Fueled by Coffee Pod. No spaces on Instagram. You can check us out on Twitter at Fueled Coffee Pod. You can also support Kayla's art at Ghosty Art.
It's GHOSTIE.ART. 2 T's at the end of art.
Yeah, so go check out her art, support her. You know, if you're into art, you know how it is, you know, trying to get your stuff out there. It's hard to build like a fan base, but, you know, it's fun. I was thinking about that on the way home. It's fun grinding, and, you know, if you love what you do, then it's never a grind. But check back next week. We have episode 3 for the Evergreen series, and you can check us out on social media. I have stickers. And if you made it to the end of the first... I mean, okay, if you're hearing this, I guess this is going to be a cheat code. If you made it to the end of the first episode, hit me up, and I will make you a t-shirt. So with that being said, I thank you all for listening. Check back next week, and we'll see you on the next one.